Today on Bully Talk with Zeb, we're a day before the Abkc Nationals down here in New Orleans. How you doing, Mr. Ron Ramos?
I'm doing great, Zeb. It's always good to do an interview with you. And yes, it's pre-game.
How excited are you, day before?
You know, the anticipation is building. As time gets closer, the more nervous I get. It's just anticipation, you know, of wanting to do an excellent job and doing the right job. So the build-up slowly comes on me during the week, and now that I'm here and I'm looking at the venue and everything, it's pretty exciting, and it's starting to get a little tense.
I want to go back and do what I call the 10-year reflections, because this is the 10th anniversary of Abkc Nationals. Take me back to your first Nationals.
You know, I can remember the first National. One of the ones that we did, it was with myself and Skip Miller was the other judge at that show, and we ended up showing up together, and I don't know if they were considering that one of the first National or not, but we were both told we were going to judge that show, and we got there, hey Skip, how you doing? Hey Ron, and all of a sudden he said, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm here to judge National. He said, so am I. So I had some Skip, you go ahead and handle the National that year. So that was one of the shows that we did together, and like I don't know if they're calling that one the first National or the one where I put up King Kamali. You know, so there's a little bit of mix up in the history there, but as a reflection of the whole thing, you know, it's come a long way. It's come from two classes of dogs, you know, the males and females, and their age groups into varieties. So it has evolved immensely. It's turned into something pretty spectacular, pretty nice. I can remember the one I did in Atlanta. That was another I really enjoyed. It was a phenomenal show. At that particular show, I requested that we sing the national anthem, and ever since then, it's been pretty much a part of the show now. So, you know, it continues to grow, and I think it's pretty awesome. You know, I don't need to tell you. You can see that it's going across the countryside, and we're doing big things with it. So, I'm excited.
What is one of your memorable moments from Nationals?
I'm going to have to say it was Atlanta when I judged it there myself, my personal opinions, and it was to me, it was very exciting. I mean, the amount of dogs that showed up, the quality of dogs, it was a real exciting moment for me. And, you know, to really officially come up and do a national show, at that time it was starting to get really big, you know what I'm saying? And so it was one of the premier shows of the Nationals, you know what I'm saying? So it was a proud moment for me to be a part of that, you know, and today it still is a proud moment. So it continues to grow, and hopefully it will continue to make more moments that will stand out in time for the breed and for the people that are involved with the breed. You know, so I think with time and evolution, we're getting where we want to be. You know, who knows? This is our Westminster, as we say. You know, and it's come to that point where it's really turning out nice.
Compare Abkc now from the beginning. You know, it was just the American Bullies at that point, correct? Compared to now, we have multiple breeds competing for that ultimate title of best in breed. How has that been as far as the difference in Nationals since the incoming of different breeds?
You know, like I said, I can remember with the first National, like I said, when we only had, you know, we didn't have the variety. We only had the males and the females. I can remember the first shows where we didn't even do age groups. It was just males and females. You know, it was that type of a show, you know what I mean? So it ended up growing into what it is today, and we have basically divided into varieties and so forth. So it's come a long ways. I think it's going to continue to evolve, and now that we're adding the breeds and the education behind it, it's only going to get better and grow better. You know, eventually, I'm hoping that someday we will have a national for each variety, like they do in some of the other registries. You'll have your national for your American Bully, you'll have your national for your French, you'll have your national for your English. Each dog will eventually grow to have their own national. See, that's how they do it in the AKC and the UKC. Each variety or each breed has their own national. So, not to take away from the multi-breeds, you know, this is a American Bully National, so the main ring is going to be the American Bully, and then we have a best in show. But the winner of the breed of the American Bully is that will be your national representation of the American Bully, and then we have our best in show. So again, I'm not saying that to take away from the other breeds, because at the end of the day, it's the dog that stands out if it's the variety and best of its breed. So it's come a long ways, and like I said, and God willing, it'll continue to grow, and we'll get to see those individual groups have their own national someday. You know what I'm saying? So we're always trying to improve, strive to make it better and polish what we have. You know what I'm saying? So and I've been blessed to be a part of it from pretty much the inception. You know, it's who knows where it's going to finish out at.
You know, speaking on standards of different breeds, one of the big things that happened recently was, you know, the re-education or relearning that took place as far as a seminar on the movement and structure of different breeds. How did that go with that process? I think it took place out in Phoenix.
It was just some. I was not a part of that. I wish I was. I didn't get invited to that. You know, saying it was one of those things that they did, and that's a good thing. I'm glad that they're doing that. You know, saying so that everybody can learn. But as far as me giving you a review on it, I couldn't tell you how it went. It looked like it turned out to be a great seminar. From the rumors, it turned out to be pretty nice, from my understanding. There was a lot of knowledge shared there, and I heard they brought in some really good people for that. So hopefully it continues, and they help grow the rest of the judges that way. I mean, the only way to improve is to take these individual breeds and bring in their high quality judges and breeders, so that we can educate our judges. So it's a good thing. I think it's nothing but a positive thing. But I wasn't there to speak on it. But I mean, other than that, I think it's headed in the right direction.
Talk about the learning process as far as judging, because I can imagine it has to be a continuous education of learning the structure of the breed, the movement of the breed, because they're ever changing throughout their evolution in different stages. How is that process?
You know, a lot of people come to us and they want to be judges, and they say, well, you know, I want to be a judge. And we have our criteria, our requirements to be a judge. But that is not all that pertains to being a judge. You know, it's like anything else, any type of employment. The more you put into it, the more seasoned you get, the more you develop your eye, the better judge you become. So, you know, you may go through the process, and you may go through jump through all the hoops, and, you know, cross all your T's and dot all your I's, but it's an ongoing development. You have to continually grow as a person, as a judge, individually, and it takes years sometimes to develop an eye, to understand what you're looking at, because there's a lot of hidden stuff that you look at in animals that most people don't realize to see. You know, as far as structural flaws and structure in general, that it takes years to witness these dogs and understand what you're looking at, to truly get the meaning of what's being judged. And a judge is not an easy task, but the fact of the matter is that the judge is in the ring and he's judging each individual dog, and where the judge is being judged by everyone in the room. So, you know, we're under a microscope when we come into the Nationals or any big venue. The judge is really scrutinized very hard sometimes, you know. And we all know that's not going to make everybody happy. And sometimes public perception is they get scrutinized and raked over the coals before they even step into the ring. So that's kind of a shame. Instead of playing it out, let the dogs speak for themselves and the judge do his job. You know? So it's one of those things that it goes with the territory. It's expected. But again, like I says, it's not a cut and dry that, you know, you go out and read a book and you're a judge, you know, or you do so many champions. Those are all requirements, but it still takes years to develop an eye. And that's going to be, for example, if you go see like a Westminster on TV, I'm sure I use that as an example because everybody probably seen the Westminster TV, and you go in there, and when they bring out the best in show judge, you notice the judge is probably going to be 80 years old because it took that many years to develop an eye and to get the respect of his peers. So it's an ongoing thing. You never stop growing as a judge.
Okay, speaking on tomorrow, for those who are going to be competing tomorrow in your ring, what are some of the things that you're looking for, and some of the things people should really pay close attention to as they step into the ring tomorrow?
You know, this is a great question, but it's a very short a time out for people to really get understanding. You know, I as a judge, you know, we all like to see a dog that's balanced, that meets the written standard, and that is the best fit to its variety and breed type. And I think sometimes people get confused with the most important part, which is the breed type. You know, we got a lot of purists that think the dog should be a certain way, and others that look at it in a different light say it should be this way. So we'll always have to divide until we understand breed type, I think, and that's where we're having an issue right now. Like I said, I've had the opportunity to participate in many registries. So I have witnessed, for example, in the the UKC, I have witnessed the dogs go from 90 pounds to back to a 65-pound terrier. They went through a roller coaster, and the same thing is happening with some of the other registries. So it's one of those things that when I went to the ring and I have you come into this ring, I expect you to be well prepared, a clean dog, a balanced dog. Accept losing as graceful as you do winning. Always show your best sportsmanship and respect the judge, no matter who it be, whether it be Ramos or one of the other judges. You know, it's one of those things that they're putting their best into it. They're putting their heart into it. It's up to you to come in and make your best presentation. Many times, I think what happens is people get so involved with certain ideals and standards that they get confused and lost. So it's one of those things where when you come to the ring, come in with an open mind, be prepared to learn something, and respect everybody in the ring. It's a phenomenal show to be a participant. I can remember showing Abkc, UKC, and I was excited just to make the cut because the competition was so amazing that if you could make the cut, it was like you were there. So it was validity that you did a good job. So I wish everybody the best.
I really appreciate your time on Bully Talk with Zay Pitch. You've always been welcome to me and open arms and answering all the questions throughout the years. I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate what you do. I think you bring something that brings a lot of validity, and it's quality stuff, man. It's not just talking. I mean, you're always seeking out the best to help our public and stuff, so I'm very grateful for that. So good luck to everybody tomorrow at the Nationals. 10 years, been a long time, baby. It's coming. 10 years of Nationals. 10 years doesn't seem like a lot, but you have to understand some of the other registries have been doing this for like 130 years or more. So it's a milestone for us. So everybody, good luck, God bless, and I'll see you in the ring.
Zay Pitch, and we out.
Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos.